Okay. So we are supposedly live right now.
I haven't seen it yet. Okay. We should have that open.
Yeah, it's there. It's
Okay.
live. And it's low latency too. So if there is chats, we should be able to talk really quickly.
Okay.
However, low latency too. So
Trying to find you.
here we go. Ooh. Drift chat. Adam. I'm just sharing it really quickly. I could have done this earlier, but
Oh, that's all good. Remember, I'm the late one today.
whatever. We're probably starting pretty close to the same time as we did last time, right?
Yeah, pretty close. It's 9 o'clock.
Right? Okay. Well, let's get going. We'll see if anyone. Or do you want to just sit and wait? See if anyone bites.
Oh, you. Okay, that's you. Oops. Oh no. That's fine. Whichever one you want to do. I'm like in a weird stage, like to where I'm like, yeah, anything goes.
Yeah, I mean that's how we're running it. Anything goes. That's for sure.
Because
Yeah, I mean that's how we're running. Oh, Phil's in the chat. Hey, Phil.
hey Phil, what's up?
Get this. One of the places that he wants to go drift is like 2 hours away
Oh really? Damn.
in like Corpus Christi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he, he's got to drive. But he says that he's going to be planning on opening up a track there.
Yeah.
2 hours is close in Texas. I mean, Texas is big, but geez.
How's Luna?
2 hours is close in Texas. I mean, Texas is big, but geez.
Let me turn
Mute
this
your
down.
audio, John. Jeez.
Sorry guys. Noob here.
Yeah, that's okay.
Damn, 287 a gallon. What the heck? Oh, it's Texas.
Right? I mean, in Florida, it was like $3 something. Like when it was 5 over here, close to 5. Hello. Hello.
Copy. Trying to send out emails or DMs. Those kids, it's already on there.
Bill, what chassis are you planning on getting now? Is it still an MD1? It's still an MD1.
I'm not getting one.
You just like it?
So, well, I'm waiting. We can talk about that more here in a little bit. I think it's better if we do it on the in the group or on the podcast or YouTube live.
Well, so I think the problem with me is that I just need something to do that's different enough than what I've done before.
That's true. Sorry, another chat or reply.
It just fell.
That's okay. I mean, I don't want to ignore you or seem like I'm very not engaged. Trying.
I mean, you drove close to just 4 hours now, right?
Uh, yeah, just close. Yeah, close.
Well, I
So
guess you wouldn't have had to go like you went all the way down 5, and then did you?
stay
No, you.
in
Yeah,
to Sayo. It's still like 3 hours or 3.5.
yeah.
So,
I'm like a specter, John.
huh?
Go. Oh, yeah.
What?
Hold on.
Oh, because my mic.
It could be.
All
Hold
right.
on. Let me listen. Hold on.
Oh, because my mic. Yeah, I felt like last time it was echoing.
Do you have a headset?
I
Like
have a
just headphones?
yeah. Hang on.
Uh,
Hang on.
Phil, are you coming down in January? Oh, those aren't powered, or a lot of those aren't even powered. They're just like a coil that's wrapped around inside of a thing. Hey, busted next.
On mine, my headphones is like two different jacks.
Yeah. Usually one for mic, one for headphone. You'll probably want to change the audio unless it changes automatically. Are you good?
Huh? No, not yet.
Audio unless it changes automatically.
Oh, speaker
Are
out,
you good?
headphones. Huh? No, not yet.
Audio unless it changes automatically.
Oh, speaker
Are
out,
you good?
headphones.
Maybe. Go ahead and count to 5. Maybe. Go ahead and count to 5.
No headphones then.
Yep. Okay. Turn down your audio then. Just a bit.
Not that low. Is that better?
I don't know. Phil, is it better? Maybe not.
Hey, Busted Knox.
And just like before, Busted Knox, if you have any questions, just let us know. Because I think you and probably only a few others were actually watching. Is it
Yeah,
me?
sorry guys, I don't have a mic yet. Some other expenses happened. Nope, it's not an iPhone problem. I think the iPhone would actually work better.
It's a John problem.
Should I try the iPhone thing?
No, hold on. Go ahead and talk. Or did that fix it?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well,
Phil said it's the same.
I know, but like right now.
I think it sounds fine. Like on my end, everything sounds fine.
Okay.
So
We'll go with this setup then. For some reason, for some reason, my headphones are loud now. Remember last time where I was like,
it wouldn't
couldn't-
work. Yeah, it could have
Yeah.
just been like a weird plug-in.
oh, okay. So let's go. Command and Conquer is such an old game, Phil. What are you doing? So old.
Oh, he said it sounds good now.
Yeah.
So
Is the chat really that late for you? Or is it just you have to switch?
no, the well, because I'm not reading at the same time. Like while we're talking, like when we're talking, it's hey Luna, come here, come here, buddy, come here, come on. No, you don't want to hang out. You want to see everybody? Okay, fine.
Like, who's everybody?
Completely ignored me. Well, you, Busted Knox, or hey, Busted Knox, is it Pete or Peter? What was his name again? He added me too. I just can't remember his name.
Yeah. Sorry, Busted. Same here.
I just know the chat name, or yeah, Peter.
Peter.
Hey,
Yeah.
what's up? Do you go by Peter or Pete?
Gotcha.
Nice. Cool.
Hey, Phil. Do you go by Phil or Philip?
He goes by with the he's the guy that paints the Falcon livery everywhere. The Falcon guy.
I mean, that is his name, Falcon Phil. Okay. So let's get talking here, because we're just looking at different topics, and I wanted to talk about chassis, which is why we started talking about the MD1. So you were looking at the MD1, and you said that you started to like it, or you like it.
Are we gonna start with the MD1?
Yeah, that's the first thing on the list here.
Okay. So when I was looking at the pictures from Super G or anywhere else, they were showing a 3D printed parts. So I was kind of like, why would I pay $700 for that? And I think I seen a picture of somebody breaking the front A arms, the upper arm, off of the clamp area. So, or were you on the top, on the front? So I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. But since it's aluminum, I think I'm okay with it now. And it's something different because instead of using hinge pins, it's like a top, like you mount it on the top of something. So
They're called pillow balls.
pillow balls, yeah, they're pillow ball style. So I think it'd be cool to have something different other than hinge pins.
Right, that's kind of where I'm at right now with building. Because it's like, if you look at everything on the market right now, which I'm almost kind of upset because I was seeing Black Friday deals. They had the Super G had the Galm V2 Plus back at the old price at like $370. So I was like, crap. I could have done that.
Yeah.
Alas, no. We're gonna go for an MD1.
All right, can I interrupt real quick? Here is the addition to my family. We have a puppy named Loki. So say hi, everybody. Say hi.
Hi.
Let's see your hat too. It's festive. So, all right.
So is Loki gonna get horns?
Yeah, Loki might get horns.
Horns and a staff.
So,
Okay.
all right, back to our program.
You said that you saw better pictures on Drifted NL, right?
Yes, it's actually get the aluminum setup. It's built like it should be instead of like 3D printed parts.
You know, Drifted NL was the first place that I like saw that oh, what do you want to say? Saw that I can't even think of it. The SDO one or SD1. So that was interesting too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'm just gonna add a picture here, or add a source. Or can I do a window capture? Window capture. Nope, don't want to do that one. Sorry, guys. This is premature.
Yeah, we're still at that stage where we're trying to figure out how this works completely for us. So Adam is the techie guy. I pretty much just I learn as I go. So like eventually I'll learn this. For me, this is practice for when I start doing my own podcast that will tie into Adam's channel later. Maybe we'll
We're
talk
on
about dogs and how to care for them. How's that?
we're on my channel. What are we talking about?
No, I'm just saying like to tie my own channel into it.
Gotcha.
So
There we go. Okay, so what we got here is the Yokomo MD1. This
yep.
is supposed to be like their new Hot Boy chassis, but the problem is that retail is like 800 and some odd dollars, like MSRP prices. Oh, no. It is because Vertex would actually have the correct price there, which I don't know how Vertex does it because they sell at MSRP, and it's crazy.
So my speculation on that topic, I think Vertex has to sell at a certain price so they can still be a dealer for the US, and then they sell it to like say Super G or GGT and other um, dealers or that want to be dealers for the US.
But that doesn't make sense either, right? Because essentially, look, like they're gonna be selling a MD1 at $990.
Mm-hmm.
Super G price is down at $699.99.
And I think A Main Hobbies, if I'm not mistaken, was the one at 700.
A main is at 720,
Okay, yeah.
and then with Black Friday deals, it was like some odd percent off your entire your purchase, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But even still, I mean, it's no matter how you look at it, it's a expensive car. Like for what it is, it just seems like it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, people are liking them apparently. Like we haven't seen one here. Nick came down thinking that he would have saw an MD1 last time.
Hmm.
But he
Okay, you're
didn't.
sharing a screen. Gotcha.
Oh, were you curious about why you didn't see yourself?
No, no. So basically, how my setup works is on one window, there's our video, and then I opened up another window, but it's I have like 5 pages open,
Mm.
so I have to like click back to YouTube Live to see what's going on the screen. So, but so this is what I like about the chassis, right? So the mounting on the shock is relatively different compared to what we're used to. That is shock. I mean, it's still a shock tower. I
Yes.
feel like from what I've seen as far as like the chassis, um, this one is very similar to what the RDX is and how the suspension's laid out. So,
I mean, but okay. So MST was the first to ever do shock tower positioning like this. Not necessarily on the bottom, because this is kind of like tried and true Yokomo style down here.
mhm,
Um, but this, like it, Yokomo did this with their aluminum shock towers way before um, Yokomo did it.
mhm.
So it is interesting. It does give you more finite adjustability, although you have to use spacers instead of just um, changing it. Monolithic. Who's that? I think that's one of us. Do you know who Monolithic is, John?
No, I don't. Mono, who are you? Oh, hey, what's up, Jarrell?
Hey, Jarrell. Speaking of which, thanks for the reminder, Jarrell. We're going to Hot Import Nights. We'll probably bring this up a few times if we see more people. Hot Import Nights is the 3rd of December. And it starts at 5, like usual, I believe. So I keep on forgetting that I moved my camera up above. So when I'm looking down at my like monitor screen, I'm always looking down.
Well, so that's my problem. That's why I positioned my laptop just a little bit higher, so it's like kind of looking down, but not. I don't know. I have a problem like looking at me and us on the left instead of looking at the camera when I'm talking. So I'm like, hey, the camera's up here.
Right, right. You're looking to go, Jarrell. That's good.
All right, Adam, we should talk about the chassis
Yep.
a little bit more.
Okay. So going into it, there's a few more things that are changed about this. Like clearly we see like the 2 vertical rails, which is again another MST thing that they've been doing for a
Mhm.
long time. Um let's see. We'll move to the front. They changed the steering rack, so now it's a lighter steering rack. It's got like it's instead of a sandwiched piece of aluminum, it's more of a it's just a single piece with one bearing in it instead of the 2. So I'm
That's
pretty sure.
interesting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're just doing it for the weight savings part of it.
Well, the slide rack itself, or the actual piece that slides around, that one has like a cutout right down the middle, or like a, what is it called? Um, Not chamfered. I'm not thinking correctly right now. But if you scroll through the picture, you should be able to see what it looks like.
It's a channel.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, channel. That's what I was talking about, or trying to say.
right.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's just a channel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, Still a little bit odd though, paying such a high price for a car that comes with plastic knuckles. I don't get that. And they're not updated either. They're the same. They're the same knuckles that came with the SX3.
But I think that's Yokomo's MO. So they come out with all this chassis and products, and they try to sell us what they have extra, I think.
I mean, that's true. Like if you look at the original SX YD2S bags, it still had parts from like the Yokomo DP, like the
Hmm.
little center shaft ends. So that was always interesting.
Huh, that's interesting.
Checker past. English not so good, eh, John?
No, not tonight. I'm partially distracted also. So
Okay. Here, yeah. So here's the steering rack. It's basically the same, just a little bit more simplified. So,
so it's still 3 bearings.
well,
They
no,
got rid of the carbon fiber piece.
it's only 3 bearings instead of 6.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. That I still don't like why they did this because I liked having the weight a little bit above the center line from the servo. Like this this to me just feels like it was their way of making you use like a non-rev D servo.
No, put them on that ground. Put them on the.
Um,
Yep.
Here, this is my main concern. This seems like it's a point of weakness, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing or reading.
Yeah, so they're I bet you anything that they're going to go ahead and they're gonna change this like they're gonna offer an aluminum piece with probably like the same pedal ball mounts that they're using on the bottom. That would be my bet.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
okay, Phil. The good thing about this is that the Rev D servo is just taller, right? So all you have to do is put in either spacers on the bottom of the profiling or just underneath the servo, and it should be fine.
But
Um,
I mean, why wouldn't you be able to put the servo in there for
so
Randy?
um, if if this were the PDS, if this was a PDS mix, we'd have a problem because the amount of space that's allotted
Mhm.
here is not enough. Like you can put a Rev D servo in a PDS, but it, it you need to invest a lot more than just like a few washers here and there. Since this is still it still has that toe link or the turnbuckle there for the
Mhm.
adjustment. See, it'll have that. Um, that's not gonna matter too much. Like your throw is gonna be just the same. And even if you could put another 3 mil spacer underneath the servo horn to
Mhm.
match up for that. So this one's a lot easier than like a PDS would be.
Okay. I so far I do like what I see though.
Right?
Hmm.
Let's see. This okay. This right here. This is what I'm upset about the most. um and this inside part because basically we're paying $700 and already in the instructions um already in the instructions it's saying and it's asking you to take a grinder and like not on this part on the actual plastic upright. um let's see. So on this plastic piece, right? It's asking you to grind it down on an $800 car, $700 car. You wouldn't expect to do that. I wouldn't expect to do that on a $700 car.
Yeah, you would expect that everything just fits together like
Hmm.
as it should. I mean, yeah, we still have to file a little piece here and there for like all the basically for the parts three, so it doesn't get all weird or it feels clean at least.
Yep, yep.
Hmm.
Um, but then we get into some cool parts about the chassis itself. So this isn't actually one of them. This is just motor placement, which I don't know how far back we can go, but I would assume that it's pretty close to the Z. So we can go like all the way down to that carbon plate and then all the way back. Probably right up to here, right over the shock tower even. So
From the looks of that motor plate, it looks like it's kind of like a wrap up deal, like that they're going higher, or like the old SX3, but yeah, I'm confused by that picture that you have
um
right now.
oh,
I know it's mirrored, but it's kind of weird.
right. Um Basically think of it this way. This trans box, you can since it comes with well, it doesn't come with the fourth gear. You can buy the fourth gear and then add it in to this transmission.
Oh, to make a 4 gear
Mm-hmm.
transmission to a three
So
gear.
yeah, so this is basically just showing you that you can mate the motor mount plate on either
Mhm.
side without having any issues, which is great because then you won't ever have to worry about like, do I need to run my motor backwards? You shouldn't have to.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, so right here is where they're asking you to shave. And I get it. it's a cheap part. I think these parts are like what, $8. Like
Oh,
the
to make it narrower. I see.
yeah. So you get the amount of droop, the amount of proper droop, because of the way that the arms formed.
Hmm.
I wish they would have just carved out that the rest of it. Like if we go back,
But again, they might have a million of those parts already, so they're like, there's no point of like paying a few, like another million to make a part that we can make. It's a weird thing for sure. Like it's
right?
a dynamic.
I mean, all I'm saying is either mill this out or just like, well, no, just cut it back a little bit further, and you would have been good. But hey, whatever.
Mhm. Hey, remember you're buying this chassis.
Yeah, I know, right? Um, don't care for this body position or body mount. It's weird. It doesn't seem like it's useful.
Well, I think it's because you know how we already mount magnets
Yep.
with our bodies anyways. I think that's just like a way of, hey, you're gonna cut it anyways, and you're gonna buy another mount or magnet mount.
But I
So
don't think it's far enough back. I think that's going to be right underneath a lot of the like where the it's going to be like, well, take a Yokomo body, right? They
mhm,
haven't changed their Yokomo bodies. So
yeah,
it's going to be where those two holds are, like
true.
no matter what.
Yeah, I get it, Phil. That's what I was thinking about. Like basically just put magnets on there and call it good. But I see what Adam's point is because I've had like on the MC1, you have to buy the extra piece, or I mean, it came with the extra piece to mount magnets on to hit. So you're not on the back window, I guess is what he's saying.
Yep. Yep, yep.
Wait, that's a different looking diff too.
No.
Is it the
They,
same? Just different metal parts?
so I'll get to that in a bit.
Okay.
It's a different metal part essentially.
Okay. I do like that ESC mount though. I feel like mounting the ESC slightly slanted in the back makes it um, a little harder to solder or to get your wires to be a little cleaner. To where on
Mhm.
this one, if you're ESC, I mean, you could just basically have the curb over the shock tower to get to the motor. I don't know. It could
No,
be better.
that's actually a valid point. Phil, validate this for me because I know that you had to deal with it. When your ESC blew up, did Accuvance double check and ask you if the original wires were being used? Because I think that is one of the warranty items. However, at the same time, Accuvance wasn't too easy to work with in terms of a RMA process. Um, so it wasn't like it wasn't really worth it in the end, I guess you could say. And anyway, okay. So what I did already is I've already bought the wrap up next little um the square 90-degree mounts. You know what I'm talking about, John?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll just mount it like upside down or right on top here, so it just sticks out, and I can mount like your typical things, typical aluminum posts. Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit interesting because like all of this transmission case. You were seeing the camber link is, I believe, yeah, that's a camber link, and then this is part of the, I don't know, what is that?
So it looks like that is the camber link because they don't have active toe or toe adjustment.
They
Like,
do,
sorry,
but
sorry. They do have toe adjustment, but they don't have toe links.
right, not on the rear. because of the rear uprights that they're using.
Hmm.
I don't know what that is.
I think that's your camber.
What is it?
Oh, this piece right here down here, where your arrow was, that's for your adjustment for your camber link to get your roll center.
Sorry, I don't know how far the live stream is behind, but am I on it right now?
Yeah, so that part that you're pointing at is your adjustment for your camber link for roll center.
Oh, okay. It
Just
is.
like
It is the camber
also.
link. Okay,
Hmm.
I gotcha. But yeah, like so. All in all, like there's a lot that I like about this chassis, and there's a lot that I dislike about it too. Like from the top, it reminds me too much of an MST,
Yep,
and the bottom
that's what.
chassis reminds me too much of like the the stupid skinny chassis that Yokomo put out. That's like $180 just for a skinny flexi chassis. It doesn't make any sense to me, but
Mhm.
we will see. Out of curiosity, we will see. CLSD is supposed to fit in here, no problems. That's apparently been proven.
Oh, cool. I still don't have one of those.
Yeah, it's a fact of can you find them now?
Exactly.
Although there is mention that December 5th to the 10th or something like that, new Rhino Shark parts or Sharks kits are going to be coming in. So I'm curious if CLSDs are going to be coming in as well. Okay, let's move on to the next one, and this is going to be the Yokomo SD 1.0.
So it looks like a upgraded version of.
But wait, it's so much more worse than that. So I forgot the original price that this car was going for. I think it was just over 600 on the Super G website. And then almost within the same no, not almost within the same week, they dropped that price down to $490.
Interesting.
Yeah. Let's let's let me see if I can move things around because
Okay, so I'm looking at pictures on RC Driver's website.
mm-hmm.
Um, on the first picture, one, two. All right. So there's a picture where there is a transmission next to it that looks like a Z transmission, and then what's on it looks like a SX3 transmission or a
Yeah.
YD2. Yeah. So and then I just now noticed that the chassis plate is aluminum,
Yep.
and then we have plastic knuckles, and then it comes with what looks like the Yokomo adjustable hex.
Yep. It does have an upgraded one-piece aluminum rack. Still of the old design. I think that might be the. No, it's not just the lightweight version. So
Is that-
that's a full aluminum one.
Mhm.
But okay, so what you're telling me is you're gonna charge $490, right? For
Mhm.
basically a S or a Z, right? Because that's what it really is. They give
Mhm.
you separate transmissions for it, or separate pieces of plastic for it. They
Mhm.
give you an aluminum deck, so cool,
Yeah.
whatever. But all of this other plastic, like you don't see this on an SX3 level type of car. Like the front bulkhead is plastic, the top brace is plastic, the servo supports is plastic. Like it's all from that Z kit.
Hmm. And again, this is I think we've established that this is Yokomo's way of getting rid of some old parts that they have.
Sure.
I'll call it that. It's
Sure. Just wait until we talk about the RD one.
I'm
Did you
almost
see
there.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Comes with aluminum rear, the old style of the uprights. So the biggest problem about these is that it's the old geometry. It doesn't allow you for that extra, the hole that's higher.
Okay. Don't. Sorry, puppy things.
That's it.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, it's the same geometry that we're playing with now, as far as like.
Not if you have the Rev D knuckles.
No, not for you.
Yeah, I mean, if you. True.
Because the Rev D uprights, because that the Rev D uprights will have that additional hole just
Mhm.
above it.
Food in there.
Okay. Any other special pictures about this? No. So a glorified optional Z or X or S or a Z.
I mean, it's just a ZS or ZSX or whatever it is. Um, I kind of liked it just because if if you've had the plastic Z, or if you have the YD2S, then this kind of gives you a little bit more, and you've upgraded some parts of it except for the deck. Then you can just jump into this, and you have the option to have 3-gear or 4-gear transmission.
Yep.
So that's what I like about it, and I'm a little bit more familiar with this setup than the MD1. But then that's why we like the MD1 is because it's something new or different.
Yep.
Any other comments on this
Okay.
guy?
Nope. We're gonna move on. So this is what really pissed me off.
Wow, those are some strong words.
Mm.
Pissed you off. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, okay. It's the fact that they're literally just taking their Z and they're putting RD 1.0 at the end of it.
Yes.
That is all that this is.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Which is, I mean, can we find something or a difference about it?
I don't think so.
The only thing I
Like,
can see that's different is you can actually mount your motor a lot lower.
no, this
Could you do that with
piece,
a Z? I
yeah,
didn't play with a Z. I mean,
this piece is in it. Like, it's in the kit. Like, as in one of the parts bags. You
okay.
can mount it high, you can mount it low.
I never built the Z, so I mean, I have parts of the Z.
Right. Okay. So that's Jokomo out of the out of the picture here. Take that away. Hide it. Okay. So now let's go ahead and talk about the RDX. Let's see. So
I'm on Super G pictures, or you're pulling up the pictures.
man, this being sick thing sucks.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You're just on the
Back
Super
to
G
the-
page.
Yeah, I just went to Super G,
Okay.
but I figured you're gonna pull it up, so I was like, okay.
There we go. Oh,
You good?
hold on, you can talk about it, John.
Okay. So far from what I've seen on any other site and Super G, it looks like the chassis is gonna be about $260. Um, I actually like this design as far as just like a basic plastic chassis. I feel like they're going back to the whole plastic fantastic chassis. Um, it has a very similar shock tower or shock mounts for or with the MD 1.0. I like that 3 gear transmission or what looks like a quick change transmission. One thing that I noticed that I'm kind of curious about and I kind of want to try is the laid down servo mount that's pulling a different way than what your typical Yokomo or old MC1 would be. This reminds me of like the wrap up D like setup. So um, and it looks like they went to I think it looks like the battery is as far back as you can go. Like very back to where you have enough room to take the battery out just in front of the wheel to get
Mhm.
more. I feel like everybody's going back to how all the weight has to be in the back so you get more traction and it's faster. So that's what I'm seeing.
I mean, it's a competition chassis, right?
Mhm. And I do like the braces. It reminds me of the old DP braces on the chassis. Um, and I like the battery option of getting it like long ways instead of like sideways. Um,
What if they fit the DP braces?
right. Also, I guess this one you have the option to run long batteries. It looks like
Yeah.
this on one of the picture they're showing like a 6,000 milliamp battery.
Yep. But
So that'd be kind of
it's
cool.
in line, right?
Yeah, this would Nick would like this one since he run all the long batteries.
I thought he had a shorty.
Not yet. He's still running some old long batteries. I
Mm,
think he's the only one out of all of us that runs the long batteries.
right.
So
How about
he's running the SX3 now too. So I think he's
nice.
got one or two short batteries.
Uh-huh.
On one of the picture, the motor is mounted very high. I felt like that's a take on what Wrap Up is doing on the next chassis or on one of the chassis that we're going to talk about. But it's the battery versus the motor to give it a little bit more weight shift.
Right.
Mhm. I feel like I'm all over the place on this one.
No.
Sorry. So on my screen, I'm looking at like a 3 inches by 3 inches picture. That's why I'm like, what is that? Um, as far as the steering geometry, it looks like it's very promising that you can get full lock, like almost 90 degrees perpendicular to the chassis or close to it. So,
Okay. So I'm pretty sure it's got really, really good geometry from the beginning, right?
mhm.
Um so it's cool to be able to watch Rev D come at us with like revisions of the SX3 or the YD2 and then just give this. Like they did their work study and then they released this. But check this out. So like they did all of the smart things with like the front end. Like really.
Mhm.
Um I'm trying to get to that picture here. Okay. So here you'll notice that even though that it's a bell crank steering, it's the same type of bell crank steering that is on the Rev D. So you have like this forward facing um Ackerman adjustment. So like because typically the old style bell cranks, the ball stud was still on top of it. So because they switched it to the front, you're now able to like put a spacer behind it to adjust your Ackerman if you need it. So great
Mhm.
job. Um, the other thing is that this is kind of like the bulletproof, idiot-proof kit to build because all of these turnbuckles are not adjustable. They are all just solid pieces of plastic, and that was intended so you don't mess the kit up. So it's definitely interesting that they went ahead and did it that way. I think it's smart for
And
sure.
it looks like there's channels in those toe links or steering links.
Yeah,
Mhm. That looks like a DP like chassis brace.
yeah,
So maybe if you get the MD1, I'll get this one. Or well, you are getting the MD1.
right.
Maybe I should buy this one.
I mean, but you already have MC1.
But this is not the MC1. This is different.
It's not that far off from an MC1 either.
True.
Like your biggest thing is 3 gears instead of 4 gear.
Yeah.
That's your biggest thing, and the way that the shock towers are. So
Yeah, that's different.
it'll be a great chassis to recommend, just like no matter what. And that's what this chassis is all about.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we got? Do
We
you
should
want to talk about anything else about the chassis, or are we moving on?
we can move on.
Okay, so the chassis that well, yeah, I've complained about it.
Wait, which one?
The MRX, MST MRX. So this one's kind of funny because everyone's getting. We were talking about it last week too. Like, I don't think the states hasn't gotten them yet. Is that Chris? Checkered pass.
Yeah. Why he's
Could buy you a chassis. You have an S. It's fine. What needs to happen is that you
is
just need.
he needs to drift more.
Yeah, he just needs to come down, and then we just need to take a day and get it done.
Where'd it go? Dang it.
Okay. This thing. It looks cool.
I'll definitely give it that it looks cool.
That's about it. Like, okay. So if we look at this, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of these words are performance words or cool things. Like Phil would buy this car just because it had brake and rotors. Like, no lie.
I mean, so does the RDX.
No, this is the MRX.
No. I'm saying the RDX has the brake rotors in it too, or according to the picture, anyways.
Right, right, right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is funny because we're moving away from the departure of the newer style like suspension that we've been seeing.
Mm-hmm.
So my guess is that you can buy the aluminum version of it and still have that type if you so desire, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if the aluminum RMX plates are gonna fit on here. I know they will for the front because it's an RMX front end. I don't know if it will on the rear. But for what it's worth, this is just a wrap up next Nervous with more gears. Like that's what I don't like about it. The cool quick change thing is sure, but okay. Actually, I guess you kind of have to have it like that, right? Because there's probably not enough like spur to pinion that you could actually change to get to get your FDR right.
Mm-hmm. But I wonder if that's what they're trying to do is you can't really change your pinion gear. So you have to buy the diffs or the gear diffs to go in there to make it the way you want it to. That's yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It's it's still stupid though, because you could just make the spur gear big, just like the Nervous, and then lose all the things I could potentially break. Um, I was seeing that someone was
Doesn't
complaining.
those look like metal gears? I guess there's a few plastic. They're plastic.
These gears,
Hmm.
these are gonna be plastic.
So
Yeah,
it could be a good thing. Like the weird thing for me is all this chassis. We either like it or we hate it on the way they look. But we've seen chassis that somehow perform really well after tuning it the way we tune.
right.
So we can hate or love it. Like, I mean, a D-like versus like a Yokomo YD2. Back in the day, we couldn't make the D-like fast enough to keep up with the YD2s or even the MC1s. But somehow in our group, that's changing to where the D-Lite can keep up or hang with the YD2s, depending on the driver. I mean, I have to put it out there. Um, well, I mean, it's just I want to make sure that everybody's clear that yeah, we can buy all the expensive chassis, but it's gonna come down to how well we can drive them and how well we can tune them.
Yep,
So
those are facts. Those are facts.
yep.
Okay, this does have a pretty compelling price point though. It's like 459, I think.
It's pretty blingy for 459 compared to the other chassis that we've looked at.
Is it? I think it is. 469.99. My bad.
Wait, what? Six what?
469.
460. It's still not bad.
No. I love the fact that it has the Accuvance Fledge with fan motor. And then I'm pretty sure this is the Futaba 970. And then this is
Oh,
probably like a YD2 or SPO2 ripoff. Hopefully it is.
the servo.
Yeah. Like clearly it doesn't come with that, right? But
Hmm.
whatever it does.
I like how the front bumper mount or whatever's on the front there it looks very Yokomo.
Uh,
So I feel
but
like it's happy with all the cars.
it's smaller though. Like Lance's favorite front bumper is the Yusakani one because it's so small. And he's right. Like if every car would come with that, it'd be great.
I'd have to see that again. It's been a minute. It's weird because we see all this chassis at the track and like, yeah, okay, we know what it looks like, and then I'm like, I don't even know what my front bumper looks like right now.
It looks like that. This small little nubbin thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just a small little tiny thing, and it works out great. Yusakani still has the best battery mount, I think. Like,
Mm,
this is the easiest battery mount.
you're correct.
And it's so simple to integrate. Okay,
Next chassis.
next chassis. RMX Mini, what? Oh, where did I see it? It was on the Facebooks.
There's a YouTube video, I think.
Is there?
Someone posted that the other day on the group chat that you can go, it can work a little bit longer, a little shorter. Dang it. Trying to find it. This is gonna take a second.
Too late.
You find it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So, few things.
Oh,
about-
RMX man.
Yeah. So I just find it hilarious because Phil already did this. Like,
I was gonna say that.
except he did it with a TCM, right? Or yeah,
Mhm.
TCM. Still has a RMX front end and it has a solid rear axle bit, but other than that, it's still a funny car. Fun car. But this is cool because I have a feeling that like these newer bodies, the fact that it says suitable for Tamiya M's car body shells tells me that these we're gonna see a set of wheels wheels and tires get released for the M chassis cars. So we'll have another outlet for that, and probably a more local one than like going to RC Art and picking up M chassis wheels and tires.
That's if they actually release more tires, or sorry, more parts and wheels and tires and body. Because I feel like since okay, they said it's suitable for the Tamiya M chassis bodies, but even those are getting harder and harder to get.
That's fair. Um, but like Tamiya, like you can still get any of their like their M chassis. It's still pretty available. Like you can get Mazda 2, Mazda 3, or yeah, Mazda 2. You can get well, okay, mind blown, right? But they're releasing a new Porsche body. So Phil,
Yeah, that can be cool.
it's not wide body though. So
Well, I mean, if this setup is actually like M chassis size, right? Because it looks like it's width is going to be like 164 mil, right?
yeah,
So, and if it's running, all of this is if they came out with this car completely with like part support as far as wheels, tires, body, then it could be its own class. And I think it'd be fully supported if we can run all the Tamiya bodies. Like I would probably pick one up just to have like a smaller chassis that's Tamiya size. So if we bought a Miata or a Porsche or some of the other Tamiya bodies, that we can actually have a mini chassis with more options. So right now we have what, one body option that actually, and we still have to make it fit to a certain length and width for the Midnight Sun Mini or
no.
Midnight Mini.
Are we talking about the R31 house body?
R31 house body. What's the other body? I mean, we fitted the MST body on there, but it's very, very narrow, and I'm having steering angle like issues because I can't get full lock. without having toe outs or too much toe out.
So the R31 body is the only body that has the ability to not be changed. Like
Hmm.
that's the only body that's perfect, right? Um the Datsun body too, right? Cuz both of those bodies were made with the idea of bigger wheels underneath those bodies.
Hmm.
Um when you move over to the NA Miata from MST, then we're already being narrowed to the point where
Hmm.
it's like you're either buying additional parts to make it super narrow, which it's possible it can be done, but I'm at the limits of that Miata body. So like I think it's 170, 160, 160. It's like 165 or 170 on the wheelbase for this body.
Plus,
Um
and that's the thing, right? So if this one is going to be 164, that means we have 1, 2, maybe 3 mil option to make it wider.
mhm.
Hmm.
um no, MST is not the same as Tamiya anymore. Their older style bodies were. Um, but thank goodness that they started designing their own bodies. Like all of their recent bodies, the Lamborghini, the wide body Mustang, um, the BRZ, the new BRZ from them is probably the better BRZ that I've seen. Like out of all of the all of the BRZs that are a single piece, right? Um, like the new Miata body, it's pretty basic, but it still looks clean. Uh, what else is there? Anyway, like all the new MST bodies, I'm I approve of them. They're built pretty tough too. Okay. Do. Oh, let me see if I can zoom in for you for this.
Oh,
Check
for
it out.
me.
Well, for anyone that's watching,
Okay.
check out these super low profile shock towers.
Oh, there's no shock towers.
There's no shock towers.
Well, again, this is still the renders, right? They don't have it.
Doesn't matter. Like they could have put in shock tower. Anyways, I thought it was funny. Like I was looking at it and I was like, something doesn't look right. It's just weird.
I was trying to figure that out until you're like, let me zoom in. I'm like, oh, no shock tower.
What's the wheelbase on the Midnight Mini? 225. My Tamiya Miata measures 9-inch wheelbase. Isn't that full size? No, that's right. Okay. Yeah, so it's close. Chris, is it the MST Miata? Oh no, you said Tamiya Miata. John, you did a Tamiya Miata.
Yeah, but so the Tamiya Miata, I actually bought some over fenders, and it's probably longer and wider than it should have been.
Longer and wider.
Yeah. So, because where you can cut out the wheel well, I'm pretty sure I cut those out a little bit bigger than normal.
Oh, well, yeah, that's gonna be a given.
But I also put a body kit on it.
And it was a newer Miata, right?
No, that was the old original Miata.
No, the
Oh no, no,
NA.
it's a newer Miata. It's a newer Miata. You're correct. I had to look at the picture and yep, it should be on there. You're close. I think it's the one on the right where it says Tamiya Miata. One more. Nope, not that one. That's a
John, you're hold on.
oh. Am I late on my
Well, it's just when you're seeing it, and I'm already
it's like
doing it. This
yeah,
is this is the one that John did before, not the
it's that
kit.
one.
It's the body.
Oh, there you go. Holy cow. Oh yeah, that's the whole kit.
Yeah, that's the whole kit.
I'm like, damn, we went up.
They're still trying to get me over at the track to go road racing.
I wouldn't mind.
They're pretty close. Like, honestly, if they had a TTO2 in stock, I might do it, depending on the
Zach has
body.
one.
Yeah, but Zach built it.
Oh wow.
It's a thing. Like they're such a piece of crap car that it matters. It
I mean,
matters how they're
you're not
built.
wrong. Like, I have options to buy RC cars for a really good deal, but it's been used and abused, and I just don't do that because then I'm gonna end up buying a whole new car regardless. Do we have one more chassis?
Well, this is Chris. I believe so. Yeah, so Chris, your problem is going to be your flares. Almost 100% bet that you're going to have to pretty much hack your fenders either to fit big 26 mil like regular size tires. Um and you'll probably need flares as well to cover the fact. The MST Miata, NA Miata, was basically made for those big tires. So there wasn't a lot of chopping that had to be done.
Mhm.
You can always run the M chassis wheels though. So um, hit up RC Art, and then you'll be able to find those. Okay. Do we really want to talk about the Travis?
I kind of do.
Okay. Let's talk about the Travis. Mm. Okay. So here's the new drop coming in from Wrap Up Next. Like it's basically a RER or an RER.
Right. Which I'm okay with it. The problem I have with that chassis is um it's very well, it's not a problem. So let's talk about what I like about it. I like how it's wrap up, like their own steering system style, or
Yeah, it's steering
the
system.
steering system style, and how the servo mounts. Um, yeah, thanks for zooming in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I like how, well, again, it's different, right? So we have everybody's putting their motors in the back, very back, as far back as they can. Um, and then, so this one, I'm kind of okay with this chassis because of the shaft that goes from where the motor to the back diff. Um, Something different again. Um, and then the style of how the batteries in the back. I've seen that in Japan that a lot of Japanese drivers are doing that. So that's what I like about it. What I don't like about it is it's a conversion kit. Basically.
Yes. Yep. So $20 says someone designs um the hanging plate just like on the Wrap Up Next chassis. Or not the Wrap Up Next, but the D-like. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like where you mount everything on the top side, upside down.
Hmm.
Bet bet you that someone's gonna do that here.
Probably. I mean, I would like to see one in person. I mean, it's probably a chassis I would consider buying just because I've always wanted a full wrap up set.
Mm-hmm.
Never had one. Minus the mini wasn't close. But I like how they have purple.
Yes. Dude, their purple is so shiny too.
Yep.
Like so shiny. Check
Jake,
this out though. I
Jake
didn't
is gonna have
notice. Right? Is it gonna be purple or is it gonna be red?
he might do purple. And then he's gonna be like, okay, buy
Well,
the red one and I'll trade you.
if Neil's doing it, Neil's gonna do purple.
Yes, for sure.
Anyway, okay, so I didn't notice this here.
What are you noticing? It takes a while.
Yeah, so look at where the uppers are mounted.
You'd have to zoom in.
Really? Even
Yeah,
more?
dude. Like it's literally 2 inches by inch and a half right
Oh, 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 oh.
now.
Better?
Okay, uppers.
Yes.
Isn't that how your uppers is mounted now? That's better.
No, so this is this is straight up D-like stuff going on. They're taking the uppers and then mounting them basically in line with the shocks. So my guess is that they have a like one of the extended turning knuckles just like on the D-like. So that'll be cool. That's gonna
Mhm.
have a lot. Well, I guess it's basically trying to be an RAR is all that I see really, minus the cool belt going to a potential fan. No turbo fan
Right.
here. Okay.
Oh, can I say one more thing that I hate about it?
Yeah.
You have to buy DP diff.
Okay. As sucky as that is, you can buy that separately now.
Is it available?
Yeah.
Oh, because
You.
I just remember Jake having to like buy everyone else's like diff housing to
Yeah.
make it
So,
work.
like between Neil, Jake, and I think we have a good stockpile of like 6 to 10 diffs or something like that. Um, But as far as this goes, usually, like, okay, granted, you're not going to be ordering stateside for this stuff, right?
Hmm.
But RC Mart usually does a pretty bang up job at carrying like the actual wrap up diff. And Vertex, as long as Vertex gets movement or if someone's making a special order, they can make the order through um, to wrap up as well.
Oh, and the fact that it's only a conversion kit, not a full chassis.
Yeah, so that is a bummer. Because no matter how you flip this, like,
It's
granted, the
still
only,
gonna be like a $600-700 chassis.
yeah, or more.
Could be
Because
more.
if this is like a $500 conversion kit to begin with, you
Three.
still
Wait, I thought it was like 300 something.
did you see a price?
Let me take a look.
54,500.
$365 pre-order from RC Mart.
So there's a little bit of a saving there.
Yeah, but you have to buy the servo horn, which is
Like $20.
another 25-30 bucks. You need a cantilever type upper arms, front and rear suspension, so it doesn't come with any shocks.
Yep.
Basically, it's a suspension arm, YD2 series suspension mount, knuckles, turnbuckles, rear universal shaft, ball ends, etc. So basically, yeah, you have to buy another chassis to make this one work.
I mean, yeah.
Hmm.
But
Oh, did you read the last part? It says you need a rear shock tower for the drift package, and they spelled drift wrong.
oh,
So, I
okay.
mean, like I said, it's also just noticed the shape of the chassis that's on there is the same shape as the YD2 S chassis. But that's the wrap up. I know. It's similar.
Sorry, what were you looking at?
Oh, the chassis deck, the bottom deck.
Yeah, it looks like it's the same, like, flex adaptability thing that they keep on
Mhm.
using.
So
Yeah. Okay.
you got like me.
Hold on.
All right, guys, to all the guys that's watching, we're still here. So Adam and I were discussing if we want to invite other people to join our podcast live. Oh, Adam's going. So if you guys want to be part of it, go ahead and DM Adam or I, and then we'll go from there. Pete, on those uppers, I would have to look at them. I haven't looked at a D5 in so long. Let me take a look.
Okay, I'm back.
Cool.
Kind of.
All right. So my personal opinion on the D5, I'm just answering Pete right now. I never really liked the D5. I don't know. I was never a fan. I I think I had one for maybe a day or two and played with it, and I don't know. I'm a fanboy for Yokomo, and then it became MC1. So maybe Adam has better opinions than I do.
Yeah, hold on. I'm looking it up. I didn't know they made an opera version of it. Oh, it is just that. Okay. It looks like I'm dying. It's because I am. Okay. So Opera D5. Here, let me bring a picture up of it. That's what it looks like. Like, it looks cool. But the thing is that in the end, it's still a D5 for me. It looks like this is the mid motor version of it, which is fine. This cost, though, that's the problem. Hold on. If it wasn't for that cost, it probably wouldn't be that bad.
True.
And it's probably not that cost because this is the 3 Racing site. So I doubt that it would be that same like on the Super G page or on RC Mart. What I don't like about the whole D5 part is the way that they did their gear. Like Ben has chewed through quite a few of those gears, and it's like they're always a pain in the butt because it is 3 racing parts, so you always have to order from somewhere obscure. I think TQR Racing is the one of the very few places that actually carries 3 racing parts in this.
Yeah.
So that's something. It's just an odd design chassis for me.
Oh, I do want to point out that I did find P. I don't know if you have a D5 now, but they do have, which I found it was very cool to me, anyways. Yeah, Racing makes a upper for the Sakura D5, which the caster is adjustable with just a couple screws. Yeah, I kind of like that just for tuning ability. I mean, it is an upgrade part, but if you're looking for options, yeah, Racing has one for the D5 that you can adjust the caster
It's here.
easily.
It's here on the Opera.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can't see that close. Well, is this the upgraded D5? Because isn't there a D5 that's a lot cheaper than this,
Yeah.
like $130 or something?
But he said the D5 Opera. So that's what I looked at.
Oh,
So, my friend, I'm sorry, guys.
Adam's dying over there.
I'm just trying to get better, and it's not working. I need a magic pill.
Good luck.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Pete. Um. What was I saying? What was I saying, John?
Something about dying or
Yep.
not dying or magic pill.
Before that, actual pertinent stuff.
Sorry, which one? I got a message. So I was distracted.
Oh. Okay. Thanks a lot. So my friend Spencer had a D5, not a D5, but a D4 Opera D4. It looked cool, but that was about it. It had a lot of tuning things that didn't actually like mean anything, but it looked cool. And don't get me wrong, like I had a D4 and my D4 was fast. Like it was fast enough to the point where I didn't know what to do with it, so I just got rid of it. Like it was
Oh
that
yeah, I
easy.
did have a D4 too. I did play with a D4 because I didn't want to spend $300-400 on a Yokomo chassis, but it
Mhm.
was a gift. Like I didn't actually buy it. It was like, here, buy me lunch. You can have this. So I played with it until I got a Yokomo chassis, like an actual, before I converted my DP.
Yep.
So
My D4 I had when the first time that I met you at the
yep,
shop.
I remember that. Yep. What?
Chris. Hold on.
Is there a picture? Are you sharing the picture that he sent you?
Yeah. Actually, let me do it separately. Oh, come on. Okay. There we go.
So I'm distracted because again I'm getting puppy issues over there. Well, not issues. Everybody's excited for the new puppy, and then I'm drifting tomorrow. Real cars. I have one of the guys from I think Olympia that's messaging me, seeing if I was gonna be there tomorrow. So I'm just I'm multitasking ish. So go ahead.
Oh, nothing. But check out these Fender players.
Oh yeah, I saw that you just posted what
It's pretty
I
wild.
mean, it's very Japanese, like some homemade flair so they can run wide tires.
If that's wrapped, Chris, if you get a good like 3M vinyl wrap, it should just lay over the top of that like it's nothing. You just need to stretch it a little bit and you're golden. And that way you won't have the crease lines there. Oh, then you can redo it. Either way, like this will probably work for you without any problems. The wheel wells still might be like shaped for M chassis wheels, instead of big wheels. So that's something to think about. Don't get me wrong, there is M chassis wheels and tires. You just need to buy them. Standard touring wheels. Okay. I had one last topic here, and then we'll end it. But it's too fan or not too fan. Go.
Yes. So if you have the option to get a fan, definitely have one. Just make sure that it's the correct fitment for your ESC, and to wire it properly and don't wire it backwards. The reason why I say that is sometimes when you buy a fan from Amazon or anywhere else, sometimes they're not the correct size. Then you gotta figure out a way to mount them on there, or the wires are not correctly or properly wired like they should be. Sometimes they do wire those cheap fans backwards. I would say yes to having a fan, especially in the summer, because our cars do get hot if you're boosting all the time. So,
I mean, I'm fan all day, so it doesn't really matter.
well, I mean, for me, I don't have one, but I also watch my temp like crazy. So, um, I make sure that I don't blow it up. But if you're one of those guys that boost everywhere, definitely have a fan. Or if you're running out in warmer weather, so
Hmm.
definitely have a fan.
Always safer the better to be safer than sorry.
Mhm.
That's all it is. Because motors aren't cheap. Ledge motors aren't cheap.
Or ESCs.
Rev D motors aren't cheap. Honestly though, ESCs are they can take it. Like our Accuvance Jarvises, they can take it.
That's true. I mean, when we're soldering wires into them, we do get them pretty hot.
Hmm.
So,
Remember
uh,
that one time that we were boosting everywhere? Yep,
yep.
yep, that time. Um, for Phil around the oval track. Yeah, boosting at like some odd 120,000 RPMs on the motor. And crap you not, the car like acted like exactly like a real car would do. Like if you just seized up the transmission, you heard a loud pop and then you saw the rear end of the car just like hop and then just wouldn't go anywhere.
Dang, we should have had a video of that, or it should have been part of that live broadcast that we were trying to do last Sunday. That would have been cool.
Don't do this. No, we'll grab a sacrificial motor and then we'll do it.
Just boost all day.
Yep.
I think I have one of those motors. If they're not burnt up, I think it's a 5.5.
Who
We'll see what
knows?
happens if it doesn't fry everything.
Right. Anyways, do you got anything else to talk about today? Because we spent a lot of time talking about chassis.
I mean, it's the same as last time, and we
Mhm.
did cover a lot as far as chassis goes. And I like how we just kind of talk, how this should be. Again, guys, if anybody wants to be part of it for next video or stream, you guys are welcome to just message us, and then we will set it up or help you get set up. That way, I think having a guest every now and then would be cool. So
Yep. There's
to get
space.
this opinion.
Yes, I don't want to die on stream. Yeah. I mean, okay, but here's the real thing. I need to get better by next week. Have to get better by next week.
Yeah, you do.
Because if I don't,
You're
then I'm not
going.
gonna go into hot import nights next week, which we are. So, if you're in Oregon, Phil, you can be in Oregon next week.
I
Make
think
it-
he's already got tickets.
Phil. But yeah, if you're interested in setting up, shoot me a DM, shoot John a DM, and then we'll get in contact with the right people. But let us know.
All right, guys, we are gonna cut it here. Thanks for being here and watching us talk about random stuff on some chassis and for other contents in the future. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you.
So formal.
I mean, I'm just saying thanks for watching.
Yeah, I know. Okay,
So-
later, guys.
All right.